Can everyone see what I have here?
Yeah, we are seeing
The
your
slide.
slides. Yeah.
Okay. So, hello everybody. My name is Oliver. I work as a software developer for Future 500, and we, my GitHub, Twitter, and LinkedIn details are over here, so we can connect anytime. The talk will be about my journey towards DDD. So what would this talk be about? Just my learning, what I've learned through software design and its implementation, and some learning about architecture. So starting off, I started my journey as a software developer in 2017, fully as a student developer. That is, I was still a student and I was doing some development just to get some money and stuff or explore more. So starting as a student developer, what I was doing back then was being exposed to this traditional software architecture where you are being exposed to the three layers. That's the presentation layer, the business logic, and the data access. So those were the things that I was doing mostly, and doing that mostly within the MVC approach. So starting from 2017, doing that, and after graduating from college in 2018, I was still following that kind of approach to development. So I did that, and there was a point in my time that I was really wondering whether I'm actually progressing in whatever I was doing, because that was a specific, I was doing that one way thing of development, and I saw I didn't really have a clear path on what were the things that I could do apart from those approach. So I felt a little lost in the way, and as I personally started exploring different ways to which I can architecture software design, or I can architecture my software. So through my exploration, I got to know about different kind of architecture that exist, and I got to know that the way I used to build my software before then, using the traditional approach, was within a specific architecture called the database centric architecture, where everything is centered around the database. So you have most of the implementation is just around database stuff. So I was still thinking about what could be another best approach to software design. And that's why I got to know about the domain-centric architecture, which shifts a little bit from the focus on database to the domain. And I think Sherry has already given a good talk on what is the domain event, some other concepts within the domain design. So having known about this existing architecture called the domain-driven architecture, um, I decided to get more deep into this. So I had some mentorship, and thanks to Matthias Novak, who I had some time with him one-on-one to explain some concept with me, and also started some personal project which he also had time to review some of the code base and how to make things better. So through the I was really thinking about what could be the best way for me to build a good knowledge in this field. So I started looking around companies that use this approach to development, and fortunately I got to know one company that does that, and I joined the team to do more with that. And at the moment, what I have been doing at the company level is through event storming, we help to gather requirements and even refine some of the requirements that we have, so that we are solving the right business needs that we have to solve as the development team, and always following some patterns that we have to do at the company level. So with domain-driven design, there are some architecture and patterns that we have to follow. So either using clean architecture, hexagonal, or the onion architecture to build your software. All these are modeled around the domain-driven design. Just that the way you might implement it might different from hexagonal to pin and that of the onion architecture. So that has been um, the journey towards that, and I wish to be a good DDer that is really explore the field deeper. So what I do currently outside this is I'm taking the career site DDD Pack course. So it's more about a journey towards you being a good DDer. And I think one best way for me to really be good at it is also be part of a community, and which through this community, I think we all are going to explore more about DDD. So it will be a good journey to be a good DDer and do more project that is geared towards implementing some of the patterns and the principles from DDD. So that has been my wish as a software developer to really get more knowledge in this field. Um, what will be my final take on this? I think it has really given me different kind of perspective on how software can be built, rather than being exposed to one way of doing stuff, and also giving me a mental shift to how now I can really bring in different kind of perspective to build an entire project or work with team or business people to get things done. Um, and what I would say to someone else is it's worth exploring, especially the beginners. It's worth exploring to take time to get into this. And as we embark on this journey as community, it will be a great way for us to be good at it. And I would say thank you for listening to my talk. It's just a short one, just my little journey towards it. And if anyone has questions related to how even I got to know existing way of um, delivering software or modern software architectures and all this kind of stuff, I think I will be able to share knowledge on that. So thank you for listening to my little talk. And if there's any question, they are all welcome. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so I have I have one question. You
Okay.
said at Fortune 500,
I can do. Yeah.
uh, where you are right now, one of your role is to help them figure out how to uh, plan their domain layer for example, when you get a new project to work on, as you were saying, one of the things that you do there is to help them figure out the domain and all those stuff. If you guys are using DDD,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if you go into more details. Sorry, I wanted to ask if you go into more details on that. What exactly does it entail?
The event storming stuff. Is it the event storming stuff? If I get you correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Event storming is basically a way of you trying to get the business requirements and you model that into um, even bounded context, your domains, the domain events that can happen on the entire application. And once you are able to get all these requirements and model them well, it becomes easier as a developer to build them up. So mostly how we do that is we have the requirement, which is mostly sent as let's say document. Then we use Mirror because we are not we are remotely positioned. So we use the Mirror platform to model most of this stuff. And once we gather all this, we create our our issues on GitHub. Then we start working on it. Yeah.
Okay. I follow up to that. So sometimes after you've done this event storming, is it what I've learned so far about DDD? Sometimes what you thought is the right approach, when moving forward, you realize it isn't. So if a situation like this occur, what do you usually do? You go back and start from scratch, or I wanted to just get a little bit insight about that.
Okay, so um, as at now, we have not really completely kind of come out with maybe some um, models or a design where we later have to maybe change it completely. But even whatever the design is, there might be one or two issues with it that has to be revisited, right? And that's where we
Mm.
have refinement. So refinement is where we go back to whatever we have to mostly get the right kind of details we need to implement the project. So irrespective of whatever we have to go through refinement to finish, to have a complete design to start working on towards it. Yeah. Did I answer you correctly?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. Any other question? No question again.